Just making sure. How are you?
All good, and you?
Good. Thanks for being on our show.
Thanks to you for calling me.
Of course.
Of course. How are things where you are?
It is very quiet here. There are maybe 2 cases, but they are asymptomatic, so they don't really. They just isolated down. It's all normal here. It's been all normal even during lockdown, honestly. So easy one. I didn't leave the virus like anyone else, I think.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
So actually, the little bubble that we live in like Northern Virginia, or Virginia's not great, but the little bubble we're in, it's really not as bad as the close to the city, you know?
Yeah, it's you're in Virginia City.
Oh, no. I wish. But no, we're in Virginia, the state.
Like right outside of Washington, D.C.
Right. So the closer you get to D.C., the worse it is. And we're kind of out and closer to the country, so it's really not so bad.
Oh, okay. Here, but I mean, here I've been doing ghost hunter. I've been working. The only thing that was different that you could go out only 2 hours a day, but that's it.
Oh,
2 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean,
there are 2 cases where we.
That's true.
Yeah, where we have like millions. So
right.
but at the end they were not really checking that much, so you could go around. But it is an island, and there are plenty of spaces that are open. When I remember, I went like in a part where it was like almost desert. I mean, there was only me. So even if I've been there 3 hours, but I'm in the middle of a mountain, in the middle of nothing. I'm not gonna contaminate.
I had never heard of where you're from until you told us. I had to look it up.
In Jersey, UK, many people don't know it. The thing is, people come here only to hide money, apparently. And I will tell you, they come here only for that. They don't.
Yeah, we had to look it up. I was like, where is that?
Is it a small island?
Well, not very small, but it's about 45 minutes of car to do the round. It is, yeah, it's not that small, but the thing is, people don't really know it unless they come here for. They open like bank accounts and then they disappear. Now they are controlling it because now you need to be registered here to do it. Otherwise, but when I came in, it was like people from Russia, the Tsars. They were here to hide money, and then I don't know. I see so many people that. Transfer.
Are you from here originally?
I'm Italian. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool.
So, do you hear the thunder behind us? We have a
thunderstorm.
What do you have?
A thunderstorm.
A thunderstorm.
If you hear the rumbling behind us, that's because we're sitting in front of a window.
Yeah.
But I want to say I don't really like hear perfect audio. I hear like weird audio. Like I don't know. There is like a break between one word and the other. It's just a connection problem that I have. You can hear me properly?
Yeah. So it must be mine.
Okay, that's all right. Maybe.
Will that make a difference? Or I don't get
good service.
Let me try.
So they'll cut us off.
Let me turn off my phone.
Try now to talk.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi off. Give it a second.
What, you deactivated something? Let's see. Sorry. Okay. Let's see if I start again now. I'm just trying to understand if it works.
Yeah.
It says speaker deactivated. It seems weird. Okay. Try now to talk.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Very good.
So, what got you interested in the paranormal?
So basically, I was working. I was like investigating when I was younger. When I was in the high school, I was not a believer. I'm very skeptic nowadays as well. So I need to verify everything, whatever. Even if I see something that is clear, I need to verify it, even if it's the best ghost hunter in the world. And then going back like 6-7 years ago, I was in the high school, and they brought me in an investigation with a paranormal group. And as I said, I was not a believer, but there were so many things that I couldn't explain, like there was a poltergeist, so you could hear this thing copying my voice, throwing things around, footsteps, and and then we ran out the first time. But after that, I wanted to investigate more. So it was like one day I didn't believe in anything, and I hated the paranormal. The morning after, I actually loved it, and then I started to investigate by myself alone. And then I started to record all these things like poltergeist and mimic voice. For example, he was asking help, but in my with my voice, you can hear my voice asking for help. Huh?
It was audible, but your voice.
Yeah, it was.
You heard it.
Imagine, yeah, it's recorded. It's recorded in a video as well. Whatever I'm saying about poltergeist, mimic voice, it's all recorded in videos, luckily. And imagine that now you're talking with me and you hear a third voice and a fourth voice just copying your things and anticipating what you're gonna say. That was my experience that brought me in the paranormal. And I recorded it. Everything was, because it was so clear, the voice. You could hear it without any instruments, only with the camera of a phone or with a camera, professional one. You could hear it without a recorder, without spirit box. It was clear, like long, like. And then you could see like a shadow figure and an orb, like you could see them like you see me now standing in front of the camera. It was so clear, and so I remember this kind of things are touching to me. So it was like an attachment that I had, and I still have it here. Even when I'm talking, there is a spirit, the spirit that you see me registering in. I don't know if you watch my lives on Instagram. They are quite creepy because you can hear the spirit like a gunshot. You can hear the spirit sometimes threatening me, and it's just in front of me right now. He's like a residual, and if you bring a medium or anyone here, he's gonna confirm it to you. And there are three spirits actually. One sometimes he's in my right, one in front of me, and one on my left. They are a kid, a woman, and one of the prior tenants of this house, and they are like attached to me. I'm not sure if still there is that attachment that I had. I mean, if belongs to them, because the voice is different, but the presence is the same. I mean, they can change, with the years. It is difficult to say unless they show up completely, which he did. Only one of them did. Even if you look at my, I guess, not the last live I got the voice in front of everyone. I got. I mean, I use a way which they use the elements, so they need to control the flames, they need to control the water, everything that is not an instrument. Sometimes, yes, I do use spirit box because for a matter of show, I use it. But if I want to communicate with the spirit, I need to use the flame. And you can hear him like talking, and then people in the comments were writing, Nick, there is just one big shadow figure at your back. And Nick, there is somebody passing at your back. And it was true. I was not responding because I wanted to ignore it. And because he makes me sick sometimes. He drains my energy. And so I feel like this one is bringing me into the paranormal. Like, you live it daily. I don't need to go in a location. It just comes to me.
Wow.
I feel the same way. Like, when something that you have to keep explaining away keeps happening, it's like eventually there's no explanation for it. It's just happening. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you can explain it away.
You can try and rationalize it, but once it keeps happening,
right.
So what kind of things do they say to you?
So there are different things. So I remember the woman, I guess it's attached. There are two theories that I have. So the first one, I told you about the poltergeist. The second one, when I went to the war tunnels here in Jersey, because I had to stop from 2017 to 2019 investigating. And in 2019, when I went there, there was this woman, like very old clothes, walking just straight to the corridor. And when I went inside this cell, you couldn't see anyone. So I understood it was something weird happening again. So I switched on my phone, and you can hear this woman telling me to turn off the phone. It's clear. It's very clear, the voice. That's no doubt. Anyone that listened to it said, yeah, it's clear. And then I started to register. Why the candle? So the candles. I went once to Gory Castle, which is right here in Jersey, and in Gory Castle, I registered this big shadow telling me to shut up, and I have seen this candle switching on and on, and I registered it. Luckily, I was recording the video, and then I went to an hotel. In this hotel, there was this big shadow, and you can see from I left the cameras in that room. You can see this shadow passing in front of the camera and telling me that he wanted to take me from the throat. It's clear. And I register a conversation between ghosts. I register footsteps. I register things throwing around, and then when I asked him, like 2-3 days ago, how he died, I registered this gunshot from in my room. So it was very particular, the experience. I was doing a live with a girl called Lindsay. She is in Vegas, and I told her to switch on the recorders at once to understand, because as I said, I'm very skeptic, so I need to have the 100% of confirmation that something weird is there. So I told her, let's switch on the recorders at once, and we did. And after that, I asked him how he died, and you can like listen this audio, this big bang, like a gunshot. For me, it was a gunshot, a clear one, but only on my recorder, because I told him to use only my recorder. In R1, you couldn't hear it, and trust me, if you're in live and you hear a gunshot, you can hear in both the screens.
Right, yeah.
And then, there are things like banging, knocking in the room. And then, I don't know if you know from Ghost Adventures, you have seen probably Patti Negri and Richard Lillard. Yeah, I mean...
Talked to her
2 days ago. Yesterday.
2 days ago.
2 days ago, yeah.
You at Patti?
Yeah.
Patti is lovely, and I'm trying to build like a friendship with, she owns a spirit inside a doll. It's called Belle the Haunted Doll, but the spirit, it's like a human. It's a very strong one, and she seems to like me a lot, and a lot of people. So you need to know that spirit never spoke with anyone, but during a live, you could there were a lot of comments saying, look, there is like a girl talking at your back, and then I think that was Belle. So, but Belle changed it. Eyes, she can change position, she can change everything, she can do whatever she wants. And when I am in live, you can feel like energy, and whoever is watching can feel that energy too. And so that one, I guess, can be related to some spirits that I have, like she can make them stronger. And then at the same time, I've done this live with Richard Lell. You need to know that he's a very powerful psychic, and he can talk with ghosts, but not many people can do it in his way. And when we called this spirit, was the spirit of a woman, and I remember this big orb just appearing in front of the camera, in front of my window, and I told him, look, there is something here. And then I registered the voice of this woman in my room in live. Everyone was watching, and I think this woman is still here, like a residual, because I have a stone, and that stone got scratched. But then, when I asked him to repair the stone, you can see live, this stone, imagine all scratched, like cut it, okay? But then, you can see at the same time the stone getting repaired. It's like the scratches are like disappearing by itself. Yeah, you can see it. It's all recorded. It's like it's a new way to investigate. Nobody's using it, but I think you can get very good evidence doing that. And if I see something broken, then something getting repaired again, that one's paranormal, 100%. Even if I'm skeptic a bit, I cannot say that it's not paranormal.
Right. That is the best.
Oh my
Something.
gosh.
Someone's a skeptic and they just can't explain what happened. You're like, okay.
Are you sensitive?
I can say that I'm intuitive, so I can understand if there is something weird. That's all I can say. But no, I don't know how to use a Ouija. I don't know how to use anything. I just use the candle. You know, the $1 candle that you get at the supermarket. That one is the one that.
You have like kind of like a sixth sense. I feel like you pick up on more than just like a normal person walking down the street.
Right. You know where they are. You know one's in front of you. You know one's on this side. One's on this
Yeah,
side.
I feel like you know. Yeah, I feel like you know more than like I would. If that.
I mean, I feel like anyone can be trained. Anyone just need to open. It's a matter of opening. I learned this with Richard Lell. Richard Lell, he's very open. The thing is, there is something that he teaching me. For example, if there is a spirit waking him up, he's gonna tell the spirit to let him sleep and to go away. Think that any other person would run away from the room. So I do the same.
Yeah.
And so the spirits, they understand that you're very open, and then you can control it, you know. And so they're gonna show up, and they're gonna tell you, look, I am here, but no, I'm not able to listen to their voice unless they show up. And but yeah, the voices that I record, they are clear. I mean, even yesterday I was with another witch. She's expert in black magic. She told me she was freaked out because I was able. I mean, there were these voices just talking, and the pendulum was moving. The candle, I could tell the flame to move in a way. So imagine that you have a fire. I can ask the fire to move in the left. I can ask him to move in the right. Like if it's an element spirit.
Yeah.
It is, so people investigate on human spirits, you know, the one that they passed away. So I use that kind of spirit when there is a crossover mostly. So that is about 40 days. This crossover of 40 days, that one is going to give me a very good activity. But I prefer to study the ones that are before the humankind, like earth spirit, fire spirit, even a material, like I mentioned before, the stone. I don't think any spirit should possess a stone if they were human. That's why they possess dolls, because dolls, they have eyes, ears, mouth, so they have something that goes closer to a human.
Yeah.
So never experienced that?
No.
Well, I'm not sure, but that's what got me into it too. Is a lot of things I couldn't explain. I saw stuff I couldn't explain, but again, I can't feel if it's in the room with me or something. Like unless I don't see it, you know, you might feel creeped out for no reason or something. But I actually just threw away my Ouija board because I wasn't seeing things, but every time I used it, another room in my house, like the electricity would just go out, and it was becoming a huge pain in the ass. So it started with my upstairs bathroom, and then it happened in the basement, and then my kids got a hold of it and were using it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I went into the bathroom the other morning and I flipped on the light and it just like went real bright and went out. Like every time it's used, electricity in my house like messes up. So I just threw it away and hope that after we repair the electricity, nothing else will happen. But I feel like it's got to be from that. You know, I can't explain it 3-4 times now. So, you know.
I experienced a lot of stuff in my last house, but it was more pertaining to like my brother who passed away. And I saw my grandfather once. But the house that I live in now is part of an old battlefield. And like you can hear like phantom horses running through my backyard as if like my house isn't there and my fence isn't there and all this crazy stuff. And you can see like shadows, like a shadow person on the stairs, like blocking out the light in the windows and stuff like that. It's a completely different feeling, but nothing is like directly in front of you. But like family members will say I thought I saw you walk across like in front of my bed, but I wasn't there. Or I heard your voice, but I wasn't there. You know, things like that. So it's a completely different feel altogether. But like after my brother passed away in our old house, right behind me, I could hear him pacing in the kitchen like the day after, like the same day that he died. So he died in the morning. That night, you could hear him pacing around in the kitchen. And I was afraid to turn around because I thought I would see him like 2 feet behind me, kind of thing. So I've experienced like little things like that. And I went to like the Stanley Hotel in Colorado and had a couple experiences there, and that was really cool. But hopefully when we go, she and I are going on a investigation
next weekend.
So hopefully we'll experience stuff next weekend.
I want to ask, during the lockdown, my idea was like, instead of to go to investigate to locations, just to bring the spirits here, and I did. It was quite successful, but now sometimes it's difficult to get rid of them because they like to play, like the Stanley Hotel. It is, you know why it's so popular? It's so haunted because it's popular. So people, when they go there, they're already open to paranormal experiences. So that's what is gonna connect to what I said before. You just need to open yourself. And you know that where you live was a battlefield, so you're gonna be open to that shadow figure because you know that it's gonna happen something. So that's what can change the view of the paranormal, I think. And trying to do that, and
yeah, I agree. When I stayed at the Stanley, I was so excited. You know, I learned all about like the history, but I actually stayed at the hotel, and it was also the anniversary of when it opened, when it was built. So I think that also kicked it up a little bit. So I was like, oh, this is the perfect weekend to stay at the Stanley. So it was really fun. It was cool. So
it is, what I feel is like, I don't close the portals. That's something that is gonna help me. For example, if I call something like they call bad spirit, I'm not gonna close the portal because it's like, if you get a dog, don't leave him on the street. It's the same thing. If I call a spirit, I'm not gonna leave him. Well, any spirit is really bad, honestly. Imagine that. I was watching, as I say, I'm a big fan of Richard L. And Richard L. in a video says, imagine that there is the owner of an house that you go now. I give you a very direct example. You go now or rent an house, okay? The owner is gonna tell you that there is a bad spirit, and then you call the priest, and then you say there is a bad spirit. The priest is gonna call all the helpers. Is gonna say, look, there is a bad spirit. So all 3 people say that it's a bad spirit, and then you start throwing water around, sage, all this kind of stuff. Of course, there is gonna be upset. If I come to your house and I start throwing water, I don't think you would be so happy.
Right. But on the flip side, if it's the spirit of like a serial killer,
that could be bad.
That's a bad spirit.
I wouldn't want the spirit of like,
Charles
Manson, for instance. But I think too, deal with them until you can properly like cross them over if that's possible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a scary, mean person that I couldn't see living in my house.
Yeah.
I'm a chicken, so.
What?
Crying thunder said I'm a chicken. It's like Jaguar. But I have a lot of paranormal experiences, and so I'm super, super into it. But I mean, my kids seem to be the ones, or some of them, they seem to be the ones that can see stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I very rarely see anything, but I've seen like a cup lift off the ground. I've seen a plate lift off the ground. But my kids thought they were seeing real people, and that went on for a long time. But I've never had something like that. I'm not sure I want it, honestly.
You know what? I suggest you, if you want to like beat rain, I suggest you to talk with kid spirits. They are very open, and they are not gonna mess around. I mean, you can hear them like knocking on the thing. They are very shy. They use your energy, like yesterday he did in my life to move the things. But they are very open, and you can turn yourself on like mediumship. I'm not a medium, as I said. I don't know how it works. But if there is a spirit of a kid, that one is gonna be easier to work with. Honestly, not a serial killer one. I don't want that.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Right when I said I was talking about my kids seeing stuff, right behind my head, I heard someone say, "Mommy," and I'm like, "Are the boys outside?"
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's probably on audio. I don't know if you heard it. But we have our kids are here. I was worried they ran outside in the thunderstorm because as soon as I was talking to you, I heard something in my right behind me say, "Mommy." So I'm like, which is one thing I used to hear in my old house where my daughter could see him, but I couldn't see him. I would hear him call me mommy. But you didn't hear that?
I didn't.
It said, "Mommy."
That's creepy because our kids are like little boys are downstairs.
Yeah, I just want to make sure they weren't outside playing in the thunderstorm. So.
But now it happened.
Okay, it's thunder, but it's really loud.
I heard someone say mommy.
Well, you see, I already raised the paranormal activity. Now, I tell you honestly, when I'm even doing lives and this kind of things, I remember I was doing a live with one of the ghost hunters. I don't know if you watched the new program of the debut of the new ghost hunters. It's Brandon Elvis. During Brandon Elvis live, I had so much activity in my house, footsteps, and it was very noisy. And I was telling people, guys, I am alone in the house. There's nobody upstairs right now, and it was like it was disturbed the audio. It was like boom, boom, boom all the time, and around the end. So I was like, okay, come on.
How long did that last after you talked to Brandon?
Huh?
How long did it last after you spoke with Brandon?
So we started with Brandon. Usually do an hour with everyone, and during the last 20 minutes, it happened. During last week, we were talking with Brandon. 20 minutes was the paranormal activity. Then when I switched off the live, I could hear him like knocking on my drawers. He likes to use the drawers. He likes the drawers. I don't know why. But Richard L, during the live, he told me that he could hear this girl even knocking on drawers. And if you watch some Ghost Adventures, even the table where Zach Bagans is sitting with Richard L, he's moving. So I think he likes this kind of stuff.
That's crazy.
I mean, crazy. I cannot confirm it's the same, but honestly, I feel this presence. Since that day, and I registered the voice of this presence, and I registered the knocks. So I still need to tell him a few things. I didn't have really the chance until now, but I'm gonna. I will do another live with him on, I guess, on August. So I'm gonna tell him everything literally.
Get a kick out of it. I love it.
You will love him. You need to interview him. Like he's like when he talks, it seems like he has that energy. He's haunted. The thing is, Richard L, he's haunted, and so the spirits can follow him if he moves house. And I think the spirit here, there is one that is stuck in this house, and he doesn't like me. But however, I am the one paying the bills, so he needs to step back.
You can turn your lights off.
Paying the bills.
That's the electricity like they do to me. That's fine. I still don't have light in the basement at this point. The last round.
And the other two, they are just attached to me, I feel, and I need to find out where is this stone, because I remember that I left it on the table in the living room, but I didn't see it for a couple of days. So unless he moved it, or because it can happen that I leave something and you find it somewhere else, but it's normal. I mean, if you have spirits in the house. But I want to understand why that stone. There are very difficult things that I'm trying, and I'm doing them. For example, I have this event on the 26th. I invited Richard L, Patty Negri, and this girl Lindsay, and Father Sebastian, because it's gonna be like an experiment. So I'm gonna try to ask Belle to get in contact with me, but everyone is gonna be with her, and everyone can interact in the same moment, because we already have 30 people in the event, so it's gonna be.
Oh, wow.
It is my first event. When you do an event, you expect maybe 2 or 3, but then when I saw the number 30, I was, oh my god, I don't believe in it. And I've seen even the followers that I've got today went over 14,000. So, I mean, I start to see people. Yeah, I need to understand, but it is a very bad thing, I feel, that only maybe the 10% of the people that watch me is following me, because I get over 150 people a week, but only the 14,000 ones, they are following me. So I need to get rid of the other 90%.
They want you to recognize them probably, and vice versa.
Take the recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I want, it's not only about followers. I want people that are interested. That's why I'm trying to do different formats. Like, first of all, I've seen, obviously, when you call a spirit live, people are more attracted because it's funny from the other side. But I want to listen to stories. I heard about mediums that they were not accepted. There is I spoke with a girl, for example. She told me that the parents just kicked her out from the house, and it is. I like all these kind of stories. That's why I'm very into the paranormal. Apart that, I was talking with you before that experiences, but I'm into the paranormal to help these kind of people because they are normal. I mean, it's not their fault. It's just a gift. You're born with that. It's a gift. Then there are people that can. I mean, there are people that can use it in a good way. Some people in a bad way, and they can curse you. Some of them. It's not good, but still it's a gift, even if they can curse.
Yeah. So do you think the spirits in your house, I just stuttered like 5 times in a row. Do you think the spirits in your house were there, or do you think they followed you home from one of your investigations, or no, multiple investigations?
So
how old place you live?
So, where I live, I'm not sure how it's old, but the street where I am, it just was a battlefield during Second World War, and I have a bunker which is just 5 minutes from my home, so it can be related. But at the same time, I think so. The spirit of the woman is the one that I call with Rachel. The spirit of the kid, I think, is the one that followed me from the hotel, because I could register this conversation between a little kid and a soldier. I can tell you that was a soldier 100% because I saw the shadow. And if you go on my Instagram, you will see this shadow. It's clear. It's a big one. It's a man passing in front of the camera. It's impossible to miss him. And even the conversation, it's there. You can hear them talking. And the one, it's, as I said, it's a prior tenant that I guess he suicided. Nobody informed me. Of course, I'm just finding out during these days. I have just next where I'm talking, I have like cameras and all my stuff. So I sleep with everything here because in case something happens, I just take the camera and point him to him. That's why I record everything, because I am ready to anything. But I don't sleep in the night because I work in the night. I work day and night. So
day and night. When do you sleep?
For example, now I slept 1 hour before the live, before this interview.
Yeah.
It is because during the day I need to work with Instagram. I have this shop online. Then I'm trying to manage this event. I'm trying to give information to everyone, and Instagram is taking me a lot of time. And then when I finish Instagram and interviews, because I do at least one a day, I go to work, and then I try to sleep a bit in the morning, but it is difficult.
Well, thanks for setting aside time for us.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks to you for having me. I was. Yeah.
Especially with the time difference. Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's just 8 p.m. here, so you're in Eastern time, no?
Eastern time. Yeah.
Eastern time. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just about 5 hours of difference, not much. That's all right. So,
oh my God.
There is, what I feel it's like Jersey, UK. You need to know that it's not legal witchcraft. So if you go there, you read the cards of someone, or you go in an house and you cleanse an house, it's like killing somebody. It is the same crime.
Wow. That's
so.
I mean, it's not called a crime, but that's interesting that it's a law.
Right.
it's the thing that I don't like of Jersey, like people that are managing it. It's that, for example, if I go there and they ask, for example, for a TV program, that could be that I would be involved in something. But uh, if I ask for this TV program, they're gonna tell me yes because it's gonna bring revenue. But if I do it and I'm not followed, I'm not known. For example, if I go there and ask, they're gonna tell me yes. If somebody else goes there and is a beginner, they're gonna tell him no. They even ignore you because it's gonna be a crime. And I know a medium that she told me that she had the police many times in her house for just because she was having. I mean, she pays tax, she pays everything regularly. Because in Jersey, even the tax, it's nothing. Honestly, it's not. It doesn't exist here, the tax. People that gain. I give you a little example. A normal salary, like in US, it's about 1,400, 1,500. Just tax the 2% here, so it's nothing. And so people, they started to come here. They started to buy things for paranormal, and because honestly, they're cheaper here. If I buy a spirit box here, it's cheaper. It's everything cheaper, and it started to become a bit more popular. But they never took out this thing of the crime. So if I go there, I get rid of a spirit in a house, I'm gonna have the police in my house. I'm gonna be sure of that, and that's why I kept myself secret. Nobody knew where I was, who I was. Nobody knew my face at the beginning. So, and then I started to, of course, growing up, and I had to tell who I was, but they didn't come to me. And this is not right. Jersey, UK it's haunted everywhere. There are plenty of places. Everything is haunted because during World War II, it was full. It was everywhere a battlefield, literally, and bunkers. Even the hotel. I cannot say the name, obviously, but even the hotel where I work, it was an HQ during World War II. And of course, you can see something, you can feel something. For example, there was this medium told me in the spa. She told me, "Why the spa? I have this bad feeling." And I told her that the spa was a prison. Yeah, a lot of years ago, like 50 years ago, 6 years ago, and. Of course, now there is all this energy that is stuck over there. And so they keep it secret because they are afraid in Jersey that people are not going to come. Because I repeat, it's everywhere that you go, it's haunted. There's neither one place that is not haunted.
Wow.
And that makes it that much worse that it's a crime.
Right.
Because it's everywhere. I mean, and the fact that where you live, they believe in witchcraft and they literally consider it a crime is like crazy. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds like it seems like a really bad offense too, like the same as killing someone. That's like in the U.S. if someone pleaded witchcraft on anything, no one would believe them. You know,
not anymore.
Not anymore. But
back then.
So on one hand, I'm like, that's so cool that they like believe in that stuff there. But at the same time, if you can't practice it or do anything, that sucks. You have to be so careful. Don't get yourself arrested. Right. It's not worth it. Just be careful. Mm-hmm.
I mean, as I said, as I am, no, I mean, people know me, so I am okay. They're not going to tell me nothing, honestly. It's like Jersey, as I say, it's all a matter of business. Everything is a business. They keep it, most part of people, like, you didn't know about this, so a lot of people don't even know about this Jersey. Like, have you heard, for example, in America you have the New Jersey, no?
Right.
This one is the old one. I'm not joking. It's this one.
We're going to New Jersey.
This one, Jersey. I was like, Jersey, UK. Let me look it up.
I bet real Jersey is a lot nicer than New Jersey.
Yeah,
because New Jersey is kind of a dump.
I haven't seen it. I haven't been there, honestly, but this island is great. You need to come.
What brought you there?
You need what brought me here? So I was living in Asia, in the Maldives, for 2 years.
Wow.
It was a nice place there, but at the same time, I felt like bored. It was very boring, honestly, because I was living in an island of 450 meters. So I was at the limits of the world. I had to take an airplane just to go to a supermarket. I'm not joking. 45 minutes of airplane just to go to a supermarket, and it was costing $100 up and down. So I received this offer because I started to send CVs around in Jersey, UK, and there was this hotel. He called me, and I took the flight and went to Italy, and then directly here. And I remained here, but at the same time, at the beginning, I was still, doing 40 hours a week, so it was still a normal job. And so during my days off, I was visiting this kind of museums, and I wanted to leave Jersey because it was boring here as well. It's very boring, Jersey, honestly, because it's most part of the population. It's old, and for example, the pubs, the latest one closed, I guess, at midnight, the latest, or sometimes one. But disco here, forget a disco, forget a dance floor. It's so I
There's
had,
no nightlife.
you need. I know if you come here. You need to visit the island, or you need to visit the ghost, but not the disco.
That's what I want.
That's fine.
If that entire island is haunted, I want to go there just to see the
that.
ghosts. Yeah, I'm too old for like discos and dancing now.
Right. We're past that.
We're past.
You have to.
Ghosts are fine. No pun intended.
Yeah.
My dream is to bring the vampire community in Jersey. The vampire community, the vampires. Vampires, like, there are different kind of vampires. I know people, when I say it, they think I'm crazy, but this kind of people, they are able to control their body. Every person is a spirit, okay? So with everyone believes in two different dimensions. Like, the first dimension is where you die physically. The second dimension is where your spirit is. But there is a point where you can match both the dimensions. Have you never heard in the coma that a lot of people say, "Oh, I've seen myself from the outside," and people look at them. So imagine that one. There are people that are the vampires in this case. They are able to control it. Some of them. I guess it's called in American astral projection.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you never heard of sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Oh, she's had it.
Yeah.
Well,
So the vampires, they're not gonna suck your blood, but they're gonna suck your energy. So a vampire, he's able to he's gonna create you the sleep paralysis if he wants. So I'm studying these little things that people think it's crazy, but because it's crazy, I want to find out if nobody did it before. It was time to, find a way to show it to the people. That's why I'm gonna bring the vampire community in my Instagram. I'm gonna try to bring them in Jersey and make Jersey. I want to take off this crime because it's not. If it's a crime, it has to be a crime ever. Not only if I'm followed. It has to be a crime, but you need to take everything out. Let everyone believe in what they need to believe. I have a witch shop just in my street. There's a shop with. I don't remember what was the name, but.
That is so.
But that's allowed to be there, or is it like secret?
No, it's allowed. But that's the thing. You can promote it, but you cannot go there and practice it. So as long as you study it, you sell like stones. They don't really believe in that. But if you're gonna try to use a stone to do a spell, that's when you're gonna be in trouble. A lot of trouble.
Nuts.
Interesting.
It's nuts.
I guess it's kind of like head shops here. It's like you can sell them, but it's for tobacco.
You can smoke it.
Right. I think it's kind of like the same.
Yeah. That's crazy though.
You know how many followers I have in Jersey? 4 followers. They're afraid of the paranormal. 4 followers I have in Jersey.
So everything is haunted, but they're afraid of the paranormal.
Well, it's probably because they believe in it. It's a law there, so they're probably afraid of it. They probably don't want to be part of it. I do. I'm getting on a plane tomorrow.
I know, right? That's crazy.
They will change conversation. If you ask them, they're gonna change conversation. They're gonna go through the conversation. Forget it. Anyone, unless I brought a lot of them into the paranormal. This one I can tell you, I brought a lot of people into the paranormal. Like even my bosses, some of my managers. I broke them. They had experiences. I remember that when this shadow told me he wanted to take me from the throat. He started to change lights. He started to to cross the pens in the reception. You could see all the pens crossed, and all the lights were switching on and off, and you could hear all these kind of footsteps everywhere in all the hotel. Like paddles banging between them. It was creepy. Even my girlfriend, that she doesn't believe in spirits, she believes, because she saw one with her own eyes. So I told them, look guys, I'm gonna show you. Like I told you at the beginning, I could feel where is the spirit. I can feel it, so I can tell you if he's there. I can tell you, look, he's there. They didn't believe me, but then when they saw this thing passing from, you could see it's impossible to miss him. I will try to find the video and send it to you, and you can. It's impossible, and then even the voice, it's so clear, it's impossible to miss it. And now, they believe after this, but they asking me to keep secret everything in the hotel. So I cannot reveal the name, but I think it's really like weird, because there are two things. The company that I work for, it's the owner of Ettington Park. Okay, so Ettington Park, it's one of the most haunted hotels in the world. It's known all over the world. But why this company wants to keep secret ghosts inside this island? So there is something going against each other, and that's what I'm trying to solve. It is difficult to explain. Like, imagine that you have two haunted houses, okay? But one, it's in Virginia City. Virginia City, it's haunted everywhere. So Virginia City, you can tell it. But if you have another that is in Ohio, you're not in Ohio, you're gonna say, even if you have the double of the activity, you're gonna say that you don't have anything. So that's what I'm trying to take out from them, basically.
Right. That makes sense.
You think they'd want to promote it because you would get
that kind of business.
You get travelers coming to you just for that. You know,
like in the United States, a lot of hotels have a lot more business for people that believe in the paranormal. It actually boosts business because people are like, oh, I want to stay in the haunted room. I want to stay here. I want to stay here. Let's stay at this hotel because it's haunted.
I mean,
they would probably see the same thing.
I'll tell you one thing. They invited me for a TV show, and for this TV show, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it in my hotel, because when I mentioned it to the boss, we can say, he looked at me like, forget it. I'm gonna try again. I was not so followed at the time. Now I am a bit more. So yes, maybe you can raise again the tourism in this kind of field. But at the same time, I do believe that my hotel, they don't want to do it because it's not so accessible in terms of price. So, for example, the Hotel Apache in Las Vegas, he's very haunted, and the rooms cost maybe $30. But in mine, it's gonna cost maybe $250 to $300 a night. So it is difficult to. I mean, if people are afraid of the paranormal, which is, they're not gonna come. That's what they fear more.
Yeah, so like the people who live on the island aren't gonna stay there if it comes out as being super paranormal.
At that point, they're not gonna come anymore. I think they would stop.
Are they? Yeah. Are there a lot of? Okay, two questions. Does Jersey have a lot of tourists?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. So other question. Are there a lot of hotels on the island?
Yes, and most part of them, they are haunted, but they don't say it.
Okay.
Do you have beaches on the island?
Sorry?
Do you have beaches?
Yeah, we do. The only thing is in Jersey, not all the time. So there is a second, I guess, ID in the word. So basically, you have the beach, but not in all the hours, because the water is gonna go away completely. You can walk. In the past, you could walk from Jersey until France. Yeah, it's gonna open. The water is gonna disappear. Imagine the ocean going off. It's gonna leave completely. The water is gonna be drained. There's not gonna be nothing. And then at a certain hour, it's gonna come back, and it's gonna take all the beaches. It's gonna sometimes go above the streets. You need to look at that. It's very interesting.
It's like parting the Red Sea. That's why they can walk across
to this island.
That's correct. Imagine the Red Sea, like you said, it is gonna open everything. Imagine that now you have the ocean. Okay, you go to Miami, you see this all the ocean, but then imagine that at a certain hour, all the water is gonna disappear, and you can walk from Miami to any other city.
What? So, but I would be worried doing that. Like, if my timing wasn't right, all of a sudden the water's going to come back
and you drown on your way to Cuba.
That's so nuts. That's really cool. Have you seen it? Oh, obviously, you live there.
Oh my gosh,
that's really neat.
We need to check this place out.
One day.
One day.
But Jersey, I told you, it's whatever, all these kind of things that are weird. For me, they are related to something, which is nature, it's okay, but all the weird things are in Jersey. So I need to understand if it's related to the paranormal or something like that. Because, as I said, I do believe a lot in elements, and I use elements. So I do believe that all this energy is related to the sea. So I'll tell you one little thing that I've noticed. If there is the low tide, which means all the water is disappearing, I'm not going to have paranormal activity. If there is the high tide, I'm going to have a lot of paranormal activity.
Well, yeah.
So,
free water, yeah.
You know, it is weird, okay? You are the first ones that I say this thing, but I feel like it is connected to the elements. And, you know, even this thing of the coronavirus, when I got in contact with many ghosts, the spirits told that they were aware of what was happening, and they were not afraid, even during the riots, you had you remember during the time of the movement Black Lives Matter, there were fights all over the country, but the spirits were aware of these riots, and they were telling me during the lives, you can hear everything during the lives. They were saying that they were aware of what was happening, that they didn't want, they were concerned a bit. Of course, when you talk with a spirit, you don't know if it's black, if it's a kid, if it's white, if it's all these kind of things. They are very open, and I am very open as well. So I wanted to see from our side there is a fight, okay? But white spirits don't fight between their difference. So I'm trying to match both the dimensions. It's gonna take a lot of years, maybe all the life, to understand how the dimensions are working. So, but I feel like with the help of Patty and all of them, I'm gonna find out more about the spirits, what they think and what they do. So that's it.
Do you so the spirits that are with you, sorry, I'm circling back. Do you know when they died or how old they are or what time period they lived or anything?
I mean, no, I can only assume it
it's
through...
interesting that they're aware. So I'm just curious as to...
I mean, all I can say, sometimes it's a feeling, yes, but as I said, I'm very skeptic on that. So only thing that I understood is that they died during the World War II. And because when they show up, I could see the clothes, I could see, for example, the soldier, all these things. But so I can tell you that they died in the Second World War. And maybe it's a male of 30 years, 32, not more. So it's something that he has been just after, I think, the First World War. And you see this part, this one is the part where he is. So where I'm touching the hand, where I put in now, this one is the part where he's going to show up. Even during the lives, he shows up here in this part.
Cool.
I mean, I'm not going to do it now, but if maybe in live, once we can do, and if you want, I can go and get a battery and let you listen something on my recorder, but it's gonna take me 1 minute. If you want, I can let you listen the gunshot for your show.
Yeah.
You just cut the time that I'm gonna take the battery and everything, but just a second. Because I need to take a brand new battery. I take out the batteries because he's gonna use them. He's gonna suck all the energy.
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
Okay, should be the record number 57.
Okay.
I'm gonna close the door. Okay. Let's see.
I'm still feeling this right now.
I
Okay. Let's see if it's this one. Yeah, this one is the record. This one is the one that I heard. You remember if just listen, yeah, careful.
Okay.
You hear?
Yeah.
It's and then remember my question. Did someone die in that bathroom or on mine? You see, he's using this. You heard the gunshot, yeah? It seems like a gunshot.
Yeah.
And it was related to my question. So what I'm studying is gonna this record. It's very important because, as I said, it was recording only on mine because I asked the spirit to do it only on mine, not in the other recorder. Even if they were together, he didn't care. He only wants my recorder. And there is one more thing, because when you talk, the brain has like a period of time which is gonna come from your brain to your mouth. So he was aware of the question that I was going to ask, and he did that noise. So that's what I'm studying. The time, the dimension. That's what. So all the hour that we spoke was about this. It's understanding what the time and space. It's between the difference between the time and space that is between me and a spirit. How he can see me because I welcome him, but does he welcome me? I don't think he does, because otherwise he won't do this mess. But I feel that it can be connected somehow, and they don't. So they are gonna burn the rules. Like, if he can anticipate me, like he knows my question before me, he can give me the answer before, and he did in this case. So I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidence. So that's it. But I mean, it's clear, no? I mean, you heard it. It's clear.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very clear. But it threw me off at first because you talked afterwards and I didn't know what was happening.
Right.
But then when you redid it and then it knew the answer to your question before you asked it, that was really weird.
Yeah, and you can, and if you pay attention, you can hear like I stop, like if I knew that something was happening. It's something that only mediums do. Like, they are aware, but they don't really understand what is happening. Like, how many times you have seen a medium like with emotions, like watching around, like confused? I was very confused. You can see it in the live because it was everything done there, and I think people liked it as well. There were over 700 people watching, and I think all of them, they were like, most part of them, they sent me so many bad comments telling that I was organized, it was fake. But I mean, I'm not gonna. What my answer is that I do respect their opinion because I'm a skeptic myself, but it's not organized. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a technological guy. I don't know need how to switch on a phone. Honestly, I need to ask help to anyone. I know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, people are skeptical. My feeling is, if someone hasn't had a paranormal experience, they're not truly going to believe until something they can't explain happens to them.
Right. And you can't force somebody to believe something.
Yeah.
So let them hate because you know what happened and you know what's going on. And if they don't believe you, that's their problem.
Right.
I tell you trust. So when you hear this kind of EVPs, they are not very easy to record there. Okay, I don't go a lot in locations, but when I go in a location, be sure that I'm gonna give you something that is very big. And so people will say, no, I don't believe in this, but I'm not changing it. I have a pendulum under my bed, and even now I have a Ouija just under my bed. So it's everything here. Whatever, I'm very open to the connection. You need to do that as well once. Just take a candle, $1 candle, put it on the haunted house that you've got there, and he's gonna show. Just ask the spirit to move it in a direction to say yes or no, and he's gonna do it. He's gonna work 100%. That's no doubt. He's not going to.
We'll try it.
Yeah, I will try that. Have you ever been to the U.S.?
No, I mean, I supposed to, but then they locked everything.
Well, if you come to the U.S., hit us up.
Yeah.
for sure.
We'll go on investigations with you.
Thank you so much. This is so fun.
Yeah, this is so fun.
Hopefully we can talk to you again.
Talk to you soon, okay? I'm gonna send you a text straight away on Instagram.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.